My name is Michael.
Michael.
I've heard that a couple states have either passed or proposed laws that allow you to kill or neglect a child after it's born for the first week.
Perinatal death.
But I don't know any of the details, and I was wondering if that's something
So
you're
I
familiar
just fled California, and I did not do so for political or financial reasons. I did so for family reasons. I travel a lot. You can imagine the spiritual toll this battle takes on me and my family. And my wife's whole family lives in Kansas. So I gave her her family support system and the health of our family given my job. So I actually wanted to remain in the Golden State and fight to win the state back. So don't criticize me for leaving and being a coward, okay? I had to put family first. But I know California very well. And I know all about Governor Gavin Newsom-Leaney. And one of the things that Newsom-Leaney and the California Democrats are pushing right now is this idea known as perinatal death, okay? And so AB 2223 was going to make it such that a woman or an abortionist could not be sued for any abortions, miscarriages, or perinatal deaths. And so you go, what is that? What is perinatal death? Now, they're passing these kind of laws because they're trying to make California a sanctuary state for abortion. And so they want to put a big banner up that says, come, sacrifice your children here. And some of those priorities are legislation that they're proposing right now that would pay for the travel expenses of a woman coming out of a state where abortion is illegal into California, pay for her gas, her hotel, her food expenses, reimburse her for those, pay for her abortion, and pay for the babysitting of her toddlers back at home who need to be watched while she goes and kills her sibling. Welcome to my former home state. I know it sounds like I'm pitching you a dystopian Orwellian novel that takes place in 100 years from now. But that kind of stuff's happening right now. This other bill says, okay, we don't want women or abortionists to be able to have legal prosecutions brought against them for any death of the child, for any reason, right? Which is why they said for abortion, miscarriage, or perinatal death. You go Google the definition of perinatal death, and it says perinatal can start within the third trimester, and it says up to 28 days after birth. So then you go, wait a second. You don't want a woman or abortionist to be able to be prosecuted for a perinatal death. So you can't be saying that you want to make sure there's no political consequences for killing infants. Oh, no, that's what they're saying. And you know how the California Democrats could have proven to us that that's not what they intended? Take the word perinatal out of the bill. So California Republicans were saying, just get rid of the word perinatal and prove to us that you're not infanticidal Moloch maniacs. And they've been fighting to keep the word perinatal in there. And then there was a state right before California that was including this perinatal idea too, and I just forgot the name of the state. So just to make this point, they're now telling us that pro-lifers were correct in their analysis of pro-abortion thinking when we said there's no fundamental moral or value-giving difference between the child in the womb and the child outside the womb. And now, interestingly enough, it's as if the pro-abortion activists and politicians are saying, right. So if we should be allowed to kill the child in the womb, why not outside the womb? Never forget Ralph Northam, the former governor of Virginia, who in 2019 was asked on a radio show to defend his state policy by Kathy Tran, Representative Kathy Tran, which was going to legalize abortion through point of birth and remove abortions from the penal code. Meaning, if a homicidal maniac murdered a pregnant woman, he would not be charged with 2 counts of homicide, but only 1. So Ralph Northam, who, by the way, before he was a politician, was a pediatrician. Children? Right. Was asked to defend his bill. And then he was asked what would happen if a baby was born alive. Because if you allow abortion through point of birth, what happens if the woman is in a late-term abortion and it fails and the baby's born alive? And I have friends who are abortion survivors, okay? I can give you some of their names. And they have the medical records to prove it, that say born alive during abortion. And so he said, well, we would make the baby comfortable. We would resuscitate the baby if that's what the mother wanted. And then the mother and the physician would have a conversation. About what? The baby's already born, dude. So they are now pushing, in no uncertain terms, 4th trimester abortions. They are now conceding the pro-life point that there's no fundamental value-giving difference between the child in the womb and the child outside the womb. But our analysis of that truth is to say, then let's protect babies in and outside the womb. And their analysis is, let's kill them both. Does that help?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, guys. You're all wonderful.